and welcome back to the 20th Century Dude channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. As far as collections are concerned, had to choose between a few things. I was either going to do something with one of my records or DVDs and Blu-rays. I was actually going to do DVDs and Blu-ray, but for whatever reason, I'm missing a few Blu-rays, and I have no idea as to why. So I suppose rather than try to frantically look for them for this video, I'll just do something else, more smaller, minuscule, not as time-consuming, and then I guess look for whatever the heck went missing. I have no idea as to why. Yeah, today we're gonna be going through my video game collection, and I apologize ahead of time. I know it's not the greatest as far as like variety is concerned. It is really mostly Nintendo based stuff. I'm just gonna be honest because it's what I grew up with. Because I don't have anything for the PlayStation. Because I don't have a PlayStation for myself. I think I've only played on the PS3 like maybe 2 or 3 times ever, and that's kind of about it. So I don't own like a PS4 or a 5 or even like the first one if we really want to go back. I don't have anything like that. I also don't have an Xbox because I've never played on an Xbox before. I know it's going to be a shock to many people, but I've never played on an Xbox before, so I have no idea what an Xbox is like because I personally have never played one. But yeah, I'd say it's mostly, not all of them, but mostly uh, Nintendo based games because honestly, I mean, it is kind of what I grew up with, so I don't really tend to gravitate towards new games all that much. I really am more of a casual gamer. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not gonna be like a hardcore one that has to like get all this gaming equipment, hook up to some live stream or something or other. This big PC gaming engine. I'm not one of those people anyway. Nor do I probably have the money to be spending on a like giant gaming computer or something you had to build from scratch, which I also probably couldn't do. But enough monologuing around. So we're gonna get some odd ones out of the way first. We have this little plug and play TV looking game here. Has five what would have been arcade games back in the day. So obviously we have Mrs. Pac-Man on the front, not Mr. Pac-Man, Mrs. Pac-Man. Um, yeah, so we have that and Pole Position, which some of you who grew up in the 80s actually probably know what that game is. Everybody else is kind of like, what's Pole Position? A movie I'm surprised Hollywood has not decided to mine an IP for, but don't give them any ideas. We got Galaga and Mappy and then one called Exevius. At least I think that's how it's pronounced. I have no idea what it's actually pronounced, but whatever, I guess. And you just plug in the back of a TV and you turn it on, and I'm actually surprised it turned. Okay. You just turn it on and then play away, and that's kind of it. So you get two buttons and a joystick, and that's your system right there. I believe I did a video on that. I think once. It was one of the first videos I did for the 20th Century Dude Plays video. Spoiler alert, the next video I do will be based on one of the games I'll be showing off today. I'm not sure which yet, but it will definitely be one of them. I do have, this is one of the new, I guess, like mock Ataris, or they have like the games already like digitally in there. I would have done a video using this system, an episode of 20th Century Dude Plays, but for whatever reason, the system is acting a bit funky, so I'll have to remedy that at some point. And to go along with it, there is, I think, a portable one here. I haven't played it in a couple years, so yeah, it's not even turning on. Alright, we're going to move forward here. This is Mario Kart 7. This is actually the only 3DS game I have. I don't even have a cover for it. I'm pretty sure I got this from a friend. If I remember correctly, I bought two games off of him, two 3DS games, and 3DS, which I'm about to show you here. It's actually more of a 2DS because it doesn't do the typical 3D thing on the side. But otherwise, I mean, it plays 3DS games, and yeah, so game goes in here, and cartridge, and there's a stylus there, and will turn on. Apparently that's out of battery too. I don't charge anything, it seems. And yeah, anyway, you get the point. And I think the other one was the 3DS remake of Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I never really was a big Zelda fan growing up, and I just never really played a whole lot of it. So I did try to go through Ocarina of Time, the remake anyway. I just never finished it. It was just kind of like eh. So I gave that one back. But the only one I kept obviously was Mario Kart 7. Which is kind of funny. I finally get around to getting a 3DS, and it's like, all right, now I can finally play all the 3DS stuff with everybody on the bus, and don't they come out with the Switch, and now everybody's getting the Switch and stuff instead. So here I am with my 3DS now. It's like, yay, I'm finally caught up with everybody. Until not, but yeah. So that's about it as far as the 3DS is concerned. Not much there. We have here, this is one of two DSs I have. This is the red one, and the other one is a black one. That one doesn't even play video games anymore. It's technically a DSi, but you get the point. And you can see the battery cover here is a little dislodged, probably because of the amount of times I've dropped this stupid thing. Yep, it's not turning on. This model here, maybe if I hold it in. No, all right. This one here has severe battery issues. Even if I did charge it, it won't stay on for more than 5 minutes at a time before it just panics and shuts off. I guess I wore it out this much. The other one, my black model, that one doesn't even play games anymore. I actually use that as my alarm clock, believe it or not. So every morning I wake up to my DS alarm clock going off. Probably because the only other alarm clock I had is from my mom's childhood. It was her clock she had in her bedroom, but that alarm is just kind of annoying, and I found the DS alarm to be less annoying, I guess. So I guess there's that. It also has the Flipnote Studios, if you remember that little animating thing that you could do on there. Whereas my black one, for whatever reason, does not. So, yeah. So we'll be moving on to DS games now, and I have no idea where the actual cartridge to this game went. It's one of two missing games that I have now, and I, for the life of me, could not figure out why. So this is Namco Museum. Again, a lot of stuff from arcades or other old games from the past. So what is featured on here? So we got Pac-Man and Galaga and Xevious, like I already showed before. We got Dig Dug 2, not Dig Dug 1, but it is Dig Dug 2. Map being Galaxian. Galaxian, I think, is a prequel to Galaga. I think it came first. Then there was a Tower of Draga, or whatever it was, some fantasy game. Kind of a maze, I want to describe it as, sort of. And there is a Pac-Man versus, like a multiplayer thing you can do, which I remember doing a few times. It was all right. But yeah, it was a fun system, fun game, and I don't know what happened to it. It just went missing. So Yeah, that's a shame. Super Scribblenauts. I don't know. Some of you have to remember this game anyway. There was Scribblenauts, but and then there's Super Scribblenauts. The Super one's better. This is the second game. I'm gonna take out the cartridge, maybe. Oh, come on! There, I got it. So this is what the DS cartridges look like for all you extremely young viewers who may not remember what this system was. It's basically what you do is you use your imagination. You get put in these situations where you have to make something using adjectives and whatnot, and yeah, guess that's the easiest way of explaining this game. Otherwise, you just look it up and you'll figure it out, I suppose. We have here Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. One of my favorite games of all time, actually, especially on the DS front, anyway. That was my introduction to... Oh, came out already. That was my introduction to Lego Star Wars games, and actually one of my first intros to Star Wars as a whole. So, yeah. The DS version is probably my favorite because not just the fond memories, but I think some of the horribly bad cutscenes that are in this game, they are not great at all, but I think they're hilarious. But yeah, this game's a blast. We have here Mario Party DS, and unfortunately, this game cartridge barely works anymore. I don't think you can like save your game progress or anything like that. Here we go. I think the other problem was I did beat the game at one point, so I had everything unlocked and everything, and then my sister went to play it and then went and erased everything, and man, talk about a time when you could get really mad at your sibling and almost kill them, basically. But yeah, yeah, there's Mario Party. It seldom works. It's even at the point where, if you remember, having to blow on it a little bit to try to get it to work, which I don't think actually does anything now, but we didn't know that when we were younger. Even that doesn't work anymore, so yeah. Mario Party DS is going to have to be put out the pasture. I like this over other Mario Parties I played. I just don't like other ones as much. I just seem to gravitate toward the DS one a lot more. And speaking of a DS game that I gravitate to a lot more than other Mario Karts, we have Mario Kart DS. Also, my introduction to Mario Kart, and many a times we play this on the bus on the way to school, because it was a fantastic way of spending your bus ride. In fact, there'd be times we would actually hope the bus would break down. That way we'd get an extra, 10 to 20 minutes to play Mario Kart DS. So, I'm sure everybody has their favorite Mario Karts. For some, maybe it is 7. Maybe for some, it's, what was it, the last one, 8 or something that was out. Or maybe if you want to go back, the original Super Mario Kart is your favorite Mario Kart. I have a friend whose favorite one is actually Double Dash, I think it's called. I think that one was on the GameCube. I don't remember. I've never played a GameCube before, so I wouldn't know. But this one's a favorite. This one's a classic to behold. We have 2 of these for some reason, the new Super Mario Bros. And I think I know why that is. Feel like I accidentally got a duplicate at one point. I don't know why, and I think I gave a copy of one of these to a friend. Why are these so hard to get out? Or maybe I'm not doing this right. I think I gave one copy to a friend in exchange for something else, but yeah, this is also my introduction to the Mario world, which I guess included everything, but yeah, this is at least one of the first Mario games I remember playing anyway. Besides that, here's the new Super Mario Bros. Game, so yeah, a lot of memories. So I guess I really don't need this box anymore, but whatever. And the last of the DS stuff, and I actually like this more in Mario Bros. Stuff, like regular Mario Bros. Stuff anyway. It's Super Mario 64 DS. That one was actually easy to get out. Yay! So this, if you remember the original one only had 120 stars that you had to get, and Mario was the only playable character. Which some people kind of like, but I've tended to play this game a lot more often. Uh, Probably because it's the one I've had more exposure to, obviously, in my childhood. You get extra characters like Wario and Luigi and Yoshi. You actually start the game out as Yoshi, and you have to go one by one and unlock all those characters. And you get 150 stars this time instead of 120. But the one stipulation is you do have to beat the game as Mario no matter what. You can't try to defeat Bowser with any of the other characters. No, you have to use Mario. As the never-ending stairs is an indication of you have to do it that way. And multiplayer was always fun because there is like a little 30-second like multiplayer mini game. On here, you're supposed to get I think like 5 stars or something to win it. But what we always did on the bus was whoever won that round was the one who got the Wario cap. It's such a weird stipulation, but we had plenty of fun. So, contrast to any of the other DS games I have, at least this one isn't like on the fritz of breaking or anything like that, which I'm grateful for. Okie dokie. Now we're gonna move on to Wii stuff, and I already did a video on this, Wii Sports. Probably many people's introduction to the Wii, and maybe it's already in the Wii. It might be, yeah. I did a 20th Century Dude Plays video on Wii Sports because it's classic and it's awesome, and I think it's even turning 20 this year, which now makes me feel really old because I remember many Yoder Thanksgivings and Christmases and Easters going over to play Wii Sports at my great uncle and aunt's house. And yeah, this was also the first Wii game we got as a family, and I remember because when we were setting it up, I was the first Mii character ever made on the system. I was the first one out of anybody else. I was number one. So yeah, Wii Sports is one of my favorites. And of course, we also have Wii Sports Resort. I mean, how can we talk about the Wii games and not talk about Wii Sports Resort? Because it's excellent. It's a nice expansion on the original. It has a few of the same games. I think there's a golf. They turned tennis into table tennis, but there is still bowling and whatnot. You get bicycling and jet skis, and you can fly planes around the island. I think one game is you can do like a dog fight, or you have to do like collect all these balloons and whatever else you're supposed to collect. I always did one where I tried to fly the plane right through the volcano and make sure it touches the lava, and that was always fun to do. I tried the resting on top of the waterfall and then like try to like go down the waterfall, but that was never as successful. But yeah, another fun game. Wii Fit Plus. This one I definitely had not played in forever. It requires the Wii Balance board, which I think we still have. I don't know if it works. Guess we'll find out. But yeah, there's a little map of Woohoo Island. So, yeah, Wii Fit Plus. There is a regular Wii Fit, but this one, I heard it's really only like half of this game anyway. So it's kind of like, what's the point of hunting Wii Fit 1 when this one already has double? I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me, but yeah. Wii Play, I don't know if this is one that's anybody else is familiar with. I think there's only like 9 or 10 mini games on here, and that's kind of it. Once you unlock them all, you're kind of done. This is one I didn't really play as much at friends' houses, and probably for good reason. There's just not as much to do. I just don't get as much out of Wii Play. Wii Music is definitely a lesser known entry in the, I guess, Wii Saga, if we want to call it that. You create your own music and you play drums and whatnot. You do a lot of, musical improv. I'd say this one's kind of an underrated one. You certainly get a lot more out of it than you do Wii Play. I didn't really know this game existed until like a few years ago, so I made sure to hunt it down. I think they have another one called Wii Party, which is basically like Mario Party but for the Wii. I know I want to get that one, and then they have another one called Wii Chess, which I think might have been an online exclusive. I think in the U.S. and Japan only. I think, and you had to download it from the Wii Shop, which I don't even know you can do anymore. I think the Wii Shop is unfortunately closed. I can't even load it, which is a shame because the music to it was just it was awesome. Uh, I, it's a fun, groovy tune. Now we're going to be moving on to Lego Star Wars, but this time for the Wii, and they call it the Complete Saga. It was only movies 1 through 6, which the more I think about it, maybe that was all you really needed the whole time. I think this game, I want to say, is also available on Xbox and maybe PlayStation, possibly. More people are probably associated with like those and like the Wii versions and the DS counterpart, but yeah, also a fun addition to have. Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. There is the second one for the Wii. I don't have it. Primarily because I'm not a big fan of Force Unleashed 2. They do a whole thing where they clone Starkiller, who's the main character for this game. And it's kind of like, why? Because then it just feels redundant. But despite that, if they did get the chance, I would be interested to see what Force Unleashed 3 would look like. Definitely would be pretty cool. So I work through this every now and then. I don't play it as much as I probably would like to, but maybe I'll play it after I'm done wrapping up this video. I don't know. We have here Smash Bros. Brawl, the third game, and probably my third favorite, or second. No, it's my second favorite, I think. Ultimate's my favorite because that's like the most you could possibly do with Smash Bros. Yeah. We have here Mario Kart Wii, which really isn't my favorite Mario Kart one, probably because it's so hard to use the steering wheel function on it. That's why I tend to gravitate towards other Mario Kart games. I just sort of like other ones more, but this one's not bad. And you can see there's insert here, Wii Fit Plus, Mario Party 9. I'm not a big fan of 9. I actually don't like 9 at all. Because the way everybody's just stuck in the car, I kind of like the move around an actual board, which is kind of the point. But you have here Mario Galaxy 2, adds Yoshi along for the ride. I played Mario Galaxy 1, I beat that, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, Mario Kart Wii, it's alright, it's not my favorite though. And here's Mario Party 8. As I mentioned earlier, I chose this over Mario Party 9 because I like that you can actually move around the board and whatnot. Do I like the DS version more than this? Obviously, yes. I like the DS version more than any other Mario Party game, but 8 is probably a close second. Here's the Oregon Trail on the Wii, and this is actually my introduction to the Oregon Trail. I know everybody remembers that game from like the 80s, but this is the Wii version, and you get to like move around, like 3D environment, go fishing, have more interaction with people and whatnot, and customization. And speaking of fishing, every time I load up the fishing one, I have to make sure the one cat is around, because he loves hearing like the water and like watching the little fish go in the pond. Yeah. And up next we have Cabela's Big Game Hunter 2010 edition. So basically is as follows. You go and you hunt animals, obviously, and you have this little gun mechanism that you can put the Wii remote into. There was always this big mountain lion that was always tricky to get through because that was the part where you pretty much almost always died um, trying to hunt this mountain lion. But eventually, after a couple of years, we finally got around to defeating it. And this is Game Party 2. Not Game Party 1, but 2. It was okay. It wasn't anyone's real favorite, so we still have it, I suppose. Now we'll be moving on to Switch stuff. So I remember when I went and got my Switch. I think I paid like about $600 for the Switch and games and accessories and whatnot all in one bundle, which my parents weren't exactly happy for that I went and spent that amount of money on this video game system. But considering the, I guess, long-term investment in it, I kind of, whatever, I didn't mind. But yeah, I guess they have like a Switch 2 now. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to really be in a big hurry to get Switch 2. I know there's extra features and whatnot, but it's like, what about Switch 1 do I have to move on from to go to Switch 2? In other words, I really just don't feel like it, I guess. Yeah, so I guess we're getting a Nintendo Switch 2 now. But anyway, we're focused on Nintendo Switch 1. So, first edition, we have here Star Wars Racer, based on the pod race from Episode 1, and then Republic Commando, which I really haven't played as much as I'd like to have it on this. Well, I mean, I don't have it, I have it in the satchel, but these reports, obviously, from older Star Wars games. I think from the early 2000s. I also have digital versions of, was it Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2? Well, I haven't really played the second one a whole lot. Yeah. And this is Minecraft. Always make sure this is a necessity to grab. And of course, the movie's out now, which honestly I heard is more of a meme than a movie. Not totally surprised. Anyway, Minecraft here, and this is obviously one of my favorite games probably ever. Made sure to pick this up on Switch. I actually had several opportunities to go get it for the 3DS, and I guess the reason I didn't was, one, the graphics weren't always as high res as what you get on a Switch or a tablet or even a PC for that matter. And you can never update. Like Minecraft always had updates. You can always, expand your world and what it looked like. The 3DS was never really going to do that. It's always going to be stuck in, I guess, 2013, 2014 land, which for some people that's fine, but I don't know. For some that would like some extra additions every now and then, maybe a 3DS isn't really the way to go. And speaking of ports, as I mentioned earlier, we have here the original Super Mario 64, have Sunshine, and then the first Galaxy on this 3D All Stars cartridge. Considering the mix here, how I wanted Galaxy and to get the original 64 was like, why not? I'm not really a big Sunshine person, although honestly, who is? I don't feel like Sunshine really has a lot of fans out there, but yeah. And here's New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Remember, this was the Wii U. Would play this on every time we had a snow delay. Play this on a friend's Wii U pretty consistently. I think we actually did beat the game, or almost beat the game way back in the day. And there's a harder version called Luigi U, where you play as Luigi, and they have more difficult versions of the levels. But yeah, made sure to pick this up. And Mario Maker 2 is another one that was kind of a, duh. For me, I remember Mario Maker 1 on the Wii U, and then they had Mario Maker 2 for the Switch, and there were, I think back then, what would you have? You had the ability to make it like in the style of the original Mario Bros. Or Mario Bros. 3. And I think they had Mario Bros. U, where like the 3 different ways you can make the levels. I think this one now has Mario World, and then there's 3D World. That you can like stylize and create how else you want. There is a story mode for that for this game, although it's kind of like oh whatever sort of thing. But yeah, that was also another obvious one to pick up. Mario Kart 8 was obviously another one because it's not a video game system unless you have a Mario Kart somewhere in there. But yeah, so there's that. Smash Bros. Ultimate, that was another obvious pickup, and I think for Smash Bros. Ultimate, I remember the day it came out. It was it December 7th or 6th or something like that. I think it was 7th. 2018. Yeah, I remember because back when I was in marching band, at the very end of the year, we'd have these events called band movie night, and we'd pick 1 or 2 movies to watch. And at the very beginning, we'd eat pizza that the music boosters brought in, and they would reveal what next year's show was going to be, and yeah. And I remember, yeah, this had to be the day it came out, because one friend went and was late to school because he was at GameStop that morning, picking up what they had just imported in like the day before. So this was a brand new game. So while we probably should have been watching the movie, a lot of us were in the back watching him play and unlock characters, and also playing the game as well. So yeah. And this was the most recent entry. Got this about, I think, a year ago, maybe. Nintendo Switch Sports. It's okay. The Wii Sports is better, obviously, but I mean, considering that a lot of my friends use this as a multiplayer option now, I was kind of like, maybe I should pick it up one of these days. I got it as a Christmas gift. As far as other Switch games I would get, I really don't know, I'm going to be honest. Maybe I could pick up something else. I know I've been told to get Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild so many times. Although being I've never played any of them, I've never really had a reason to pick it up, I guess. But yeah, so that's it for my Switch, I guess. So kind of a mess right now. I'll try to sort it out the best I can. But yeah, I'd say that pretty much does it as far as video games and whatnot are concerned. So I know it's not much in terms of variety. You don't get your, Call of Duty or Battlefield, or I don't know if any of you play Fortnite. I'm not a fan of that game at all. So I mean, don't expect to see me playing that anytime soon. So yeah, I'd say that's probably about it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed the collection. Let me know what you thought of these games in the comments below. I hope to catch you later. See ya.